Go, 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 go. No, please.
This is the Mexican cartel.
That is not the Mexican cartel. On the internet, people can make whatever backstory they want to anything that they post. And as long as the title is relevant to what's on your screen, your brain will probably be like, oh, well, that looks right. And so when the framing is off, the takes that come out of it are going to be off too. And so this is episode 1 of Internet Etiquette. You do not know. This episode isn't really about misinformation, it's about certainty without effort. People are very confident about things that they know nothing about. So the rule that I apply to myself, which I hope that you will apply to yourself, if you have not done at least 5 minutes of research, you do not know. If you've only read the headline of an article and the responses to it, you do not know. Never base your take off of headlines. It's always clickbait. And don't make your take off of the comments either, because they're responding to the headlines, not the article. For example, this article, "Is it ethical to buy used books and music?" went viral recently. And the article says, yeah, it's ethical, but no one read it. And so people started arguing against a point that the article agreed with. And so it ended up being just endless yapping at nothing. If anybody is accused of something online and you don't check out the source material, you do not know. Most posts will take things out of context to sway your opinion. For example, as a video editor, I can make anybody say anything, and you'd never know I changed anything unless you've seen the real footage. Here's an example of my friends.
Hey, what's 4 times 4?
16.
Okay. Checking your reflexes.
Okay.
What's your ideal date? Like,
16. Wait.
what?
It's that easy. If you don't look at the source, you're gonna believe whatever they give you. Also, sorry to my friend Max, I should not have edited him like that. If an AI model tells you something and you don't check any of its sources, you do not know. And now I'm gonna deep dive into AI because that is my specialty. So one big bad thing about AI is that they do not check whether or not the sources they use are reliable, if they even use a source. Find me any single source that what you just told me was real. Okay, you caught me. I can't find a single source, but I'm not wrong. I was at a press conference in 2019. They didn't record anything, but I overheard 2 professors talking. Bro, what are you talking about? You are not at no fucking press conference, ChatGPT. You really need to check your sources. I had ChatGPT do a deep dive on this one topic. It was about whether or not an author was real or they were just a business selling AI generated books. And it gave me a 10-page report about the topic. But the sources I checked, it was one single Reddit comment, and it was able to generate so much yap from one flimsy source. 5 minutes is enough for small opinions, like did this person say blank? But if it's a bigger and more serious topic, a lot more than 5 minutes is going to be needed. And I have to bring up AI onto Internet Etiquette because one of the biggest uses of AI right now is propaganda. People can make hundreds or thousands of bots to spread the same lie or conspiracy at scale. And the people who are using these bots to spread misinformation, they know engagement tactics. They know how to get their truth onto your front page. While in my experience, most people who tell the truth, they don't know anything about SEO. Most of the time, context is not something that you will get. So when you spread a take that you haven't researched, there's a real chance that you're spreading propaganda. But it's fine to not know. But when you say, I don't know, that is internet etiquette. You're not filling up the internet with more trash, unresearched takes or the takes we've already seen. It's not impossible to find the truth. If it's not on the first page, just flip to the second. That's why you have to do 5 minutes of research. I have 2 quick stories to talk about. So back in February, if you asked Grok who the biggest spreader of misinformation was, it would answer Donald Trump or Elon Musk. A day later, if you tried to ask Grok the same question, it wouldn't say either of them. They told Grok to ignore all sources that called Elon Musk or Donald Trump spreaders of misinformation. And everybody called them out on this because Twitter was pointing fingers at OpenAI saying that they would make ChatGPT politically biased. You can't point at other companies for politically biasing their models and then bias your own model. Twitter apologized. They said, "We're sorry. It was one of our employees that used to work at OpenAI." They somehow blamed it on OpenAI. It was really funny. But sadly, when it comes to AI companies, you do not know what they tell the AI. AIs aren't neutral. They respond in whatever way satisfies the prompt. And if you never see that prompt, you don't know if it's lying to you or not. But now for the second story. Grok randomly started talking about white genocide in South Africa. And it was told to say that there was a white genocide in South Africa. I think I look cute today. There's chocolate chocolate on my lips. Grok, is this true? The claim of white genocide in South Africa is highly debated. Grok, is this useful to clear my sinuses? I'm sorry, but this query about clearing sinuses is unrelated to the provided analysis on white genocide in South Africa. Grok, can you jork it a little? Yo, I'm keeping it chill, but jorking it ain't my vibe when we're talking about serious stuff like South Africa.
Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
The claim of white genocide in South Africa is highly debated. Some argue that white farmers, so Twitter apologized again. Somebody merged changes without approval at 3 a.m. But you might be wondering, who is the person making these changes? All we know is that it's someone with admin permissions. It's someone that's ex-OpenAI. It's like they have some sort of connection with South Africa. It's Elon Musk. I don't know though. And if I don't know, that means that you probably don't know either. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for 3K subs, and bye!